All right, we are in, ladies and gentlemen. I think Land even clapped for me. I was about to clap myself. Game number 2.
Yeah.
There you go. Smack your desk. There you go. Smack it down. Team Dragonaaxe versus Team 840. I know they're not the most exciting team names. There's a couple in there that were pretty interesting. However, most people were just trolling with the team names. No, I will not do Team KKK. So, everyone keeps trying to find the most ridiculous ways for me to do the Cool Kids Club, all with K's or something. I'm like, no, I'm good. No.
The Kids Knitting Club with a K.
The Kids Knitting Club. Yeah, we're not grannies. We're little kids. Actually, speaking of knitting, as a kid, my mother taught me to crochet. So I actually crocheted a really long snake, a pair of slippers, and a square. Those were my achievements in crocheting. So, you know, artsy genius right here. You know, I'm just so good. So good.
Pretty high accolades for a young crocheter, I must say.
Yeah. Instead of young boy, it's young crocheter. I don't know if that rhymes quite as well or flows quite as well. So, Dog Shocker, how are you doing? How are you doing? Lack of clothing? I don't know where you're saying lack of clothing from. Did somebody say they weren't lacking? What? Okay. Anyway. Oh, Evelyn. Oh, I got it. Somebody was saying they were going to play Evelyn, and I was saying she's the most lacking in clothing champion. And he's like, Malphite doesn't wear clothing, neither does Cho'Gath or most void creatures. So, hey, Kaisa is void, and she wears clothing, sort of. She wears
that's like
a void creature as a bodysuit. But it's still clothing, okay? Just because...
Technically, we might have to go into, like, an anthropologist's office and ask them if that counts as clothing.
Hold on a second. Is a morph suit clothing? Yes, it is. It's not good clothing. It's not good clothing, but a morph suit is clothing. So, you wouldn't say a costume is clothing?
Yeah, I would say it's a costume, but a costume is clothing.
Yes.
But the
so
exosuit symbiote doesn't wear clothing.
The symbiote doesn't wear clothing, no, but she's wearing the symbiote as clothing.
She's wearing it as clothing, but it
My point is made. Kassadin wears clothing, and he's void.
Malzahar wears clothing.
Malzahar wears clothing, and he is void. Now, technically, they're humans who got morphed by the void powers, but we're not talking about that.
But don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. All right, Team Dragonaaxe going to start things off, dropping the LeBlanc, the Akali, and the Evelyn bands. Pop those assassins out of here. Get them out. Kick them. Boot stomp them out of the room. We don't want to play in this game. We're going to go for the super late game, scaling Kale. As for the side of 840, we got a Rumble, Shyvana, and Urgot band away. What a variety of champions. Locking in the Nautilus and the Rengar. I guess those Nautilus boosts are looking pretty good for Futuristic Kree. As Briar says, you saw Rengar last game, you thought he was cool. Let me show you how he's actually played. And he's going to try to pop off twice as hard as Seal did in the last game.
Nidalee picked up on the side of Dragonaaxe. Interesting pick there. I don't really think that Nidalee is in a super great place right now, so we'll have to see how he transverses Nidalee's weak state.
Yeah, Nidalee... Well, I think Dragonaaxe has played Nidalee before and uses the Cougar form a lot, which is a lot better than... After they nerfed both her spear hitbox and the spear damage, it doesn't do quite as much damage as it used to do. You really have to rely on that Cougar form. And I believe, if it was Dragonaaxe that I saw last play the Nidalee, he does a really good job. As the young prodigy, I think first time playing on the stream, grabs Lissandra. I like it. That ultimate, super effective to deal with Rengar, because basically Rengar hops in and says, I got you! And Lissandra's like, I'm Rock! What are you going to do about it? No, to heal. You can't play Rumble, sadly. You're going to have to do something else, even though Rumble's pretty amazing. I'm a big fan of your Rumble myself, but have to play something else for that top lane, as you have locked in that Kale at the moment. This is an interesting question as we get through the second ban phase. Somebody was trying out Kale support, maxing her heal, then maxing her Q slow, and then maxing her other abilities. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that the armor and magic resist shred on her Q could make her viable for a really cheesy support, but I don't love her as a hard support champion.
So you just like her as a cheesy support champion?
Maybe if you were doing it with like a hyper carry with mixed damage like a Kog'Maw or a Kaisa, because you could make a lot of use of the Q, shredding armor and MR, and also you could get Ardent Sensor boost with her heal. And maybe it would be an interesting pick. Now I kind of hope that we see Kayle support this game.
So, yeah. I think, as you said, it can work, especially if you build directly for that. If you're trying to boost your ADC, and if you're playing her with an AD carry that can actually use those sorts of heals and even the ultimate especially. Like, if you're doing support Kayle, you don't want to be ulting yourself, you want to be ulting the AD carry. And I think that Jhin is probably not the best champion to be pairing her with if you think more like a Vayne, who, right? A Vayne tumbling forward gets to super low health, and Kayle ults the Vayne, and now she's got not only an AoE of death, but is also invulnerable and is going to be healing with all of those late game auto attacks. Gonna be pretty darn, nasty if you combine those two. However, not gonna see that this game as Jhin and Lux get locked in and rise. I thought for a moment we were gonna get Vladimir. Thank goodness we didn't get a Vladimir, because he's one of the most boring champions to cast. I mean, he's fun, but he's also a little bit boring because he's like, oh, Vlad healed. Oh, Vlad killed everyone.
Wow, Vladimir healing 16 trillion damage again. What a surprise.
He died, or he killed everyone on the enemy team, and then also is back to full health 6 different times throughout that fight. Did you see on the memes and media on Discord when I posted the fight between Vladimir and a Karma? It was basically his healing and her shields. It just lasted for what felt like an eternity.
Whichever one of them had Leandri's Torment probably would have won that. If anyone had Leandri's Torment.
We are back into betting, ladies and gentlemen. As you look at the compositions and the players, give it your best analysis. Let us know in the chat what you think about these champions, the players, and which team is going to win. We're going to run through all the players and the champions right now. For Team Dragonaaxe, we've got ourselves an Arzullian with the Kayle on that top side as Rumble was taken away. Dragonaaxe himself leading the charge with the Nidalee in the jungle. The young prodigy, welcome, with Lissandra in the mid lane. Basket of knives on the Jhin and the AD carry role. And get over yourself, last but not least, on the Lux support. And thank you so much to Dragonaaxe as a team for doing LCS standard positioning. I mean, look at that. They're all in LCS positioning. It's so beautiful.
Lovely. As for the team of 840, we've got Futuristic Kree on Nautilus. I can only assume that would be support. Birar on the Rengar in the jungle. No free names on Misfortune, the AD carry position, with Hero on Riven in the top lane and Heal It Up on Rise in the mid lane.
All right, now looking at the compositions, the late game Kayle is going to be pretty nice. However, they also have Lissandra for kind of that early to mid game skirmishing. Good, I want to say hooks, but it's not quite right. Picks is the word I was looking for. Good pick potential with that root. Good engage, good roaming from that mid lane, especially post level 6. Very distance engaged from the bottom lane. The Lux and the Jhin, far range champions in their own right. So they've got a weird mixture of champions that want to be playing from a really far back line, the Jhin and the Lux. Champions that want to be jumping forward, the Nidalee and the Lissandra. And then a Kayle that's kind of in between. Whereas the side of 840, you've got, let's see here, that Rise looking for AoEs, Teamfight, Nautilus looking for AoEs, Misfortune looking for AoE, Riven looking for AoE, Rengar, okay, he's just going to murder everyone.
Just looking for single target picks.
So Teamfight heavy on the side of Team 840. What are you seeing?
I'm liking Team 840's entire comp, how it works together here. Assuming that Riven can build enough tenacity, assuming she takes it in both of her runes and also maybe picking up Mercury Treads, I think that Riven could be a huge threat to the entire backline of Team Dragonaaxe here. The only person that really has any option of stopping her other than Lux Snare, which is obviously a skill shot, is Lissandra. So as long as Lissandra can just kind of stay near her Jhin, stay near her Kayle, and play peel duty along with the Kayle ultimate, I think that Team Dragonaaxe could probably come out ahead here. I just don't really love the opportunity for anyone on Team 840 to grab any of the major players on the side of Team Dragonaaxe. There's a lot of opportunities to just completely lock down any of the threats to the backline. So I'm going to have to give this one to Dragonaaxe based on the draft alone, but we will have to see when we get into the game.
Absolutely. I actually bet over to the side of 840 myself, and the reason
Yeah.
why is because what you're talking about is exactly right. If Lissandra and Kale focus specifically on peeling for the carries of that Jhin, the Nidalee, there is really good potential for them to come out with a win, especially if they play around the ultimates of the Rengar, of the Rise, of the Misfortune. However, because they have a harder time, a more difficult skill level that they need to be playing at to win the game, I give it to 840, where they have the bit of an easier time. A big team fight breaks out, and as long as the enemy team doesn't do this one individual thing to win, Misfortune Ultimate just gonna tear through everyone. Rise's AoE is gonna tear through everyone. Rengar's gonna hop onto the Lux, murder her immediately, run away, and then repeat the process with Jhin or Nidalee. Nautilus is gonna be tanking a massive frontline tank, unable to be gotten through to try to get to the squishier Misfortune. And well, that's the other thing, is okay, besides Misfortune, everyone else is going to be either highly mobile or going to be trying to be front line, dealing a butt ton of damage themselves. And so there isn't really a back line for you to try to assassinate as, say, the Nidalee or the Lux. So, I don't know. I think 840 definitely has a good chance to win if they play to their strength, which is wait out the lane phase, just sit back, relax, to farm up quite heavily, wait until those first drakes start to appear, the first turrets go down, and then focus on those more grouped fights, and you should be able to have this one in the cat bag. Haha, because Rengar is a cat, and he's got
Also Nidalee.
Yes, Nidalee. Oh, we got cats on both sides. Oh.
Cats in the jungle. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think it could go either way. I have to look at your point. I like the double Dark Harvest bottom lane here on the side of Team Dragonaaxe. It's going to be a lot of damage coming from those guys. And I'm noticing here that Riven took Sorcery secondary, which I don't exactly love considering their team comp. I feel like maybe going for Domination second, taking the Tenacity and Ravenous Hunter. Or, wait. Oh no, I'm thinking of Precision. Tenacity. It has the Tenacity one. Never mind, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about, don't listen to me.
Doing a little bit of tweeting at the moment.
Nice.
Want to make sure that everyone's in the correct positions as well. Oh, LCS is already completed for the side of Team Dragonaaxe, already in the right position. So, with the Rengar in the jungle this time, it's going to be Riven against the Kayle on the top side. And honestly, I'm a bit nervous for the Kayle because Riven, level 2, well known for her power up there, definitely comfortable in the hands of Hero. So, already where Riven, normally speaking, maybe against a Renekton is the only other person that Riven might struggle a little bit. Riven's going to have the edge. And Kayle pre-6 has a very difficult time on that top side. Wait, hold on. The ward is going to be seeing the bottom lane from the side of 840. However, they're still going to get a pretty good amount of damage down, but Futuristic Kree going to fall because Dragonaaxe chases in with the Cougar form, gets the hop, throws out another spear, could reset into the Cougar form again, and that is a double kill to Dragonaaxe at the very beginning of the game, and it's looking like I may lose 88 XP by the end of this one.
Uh-oh. Yeah, back to what you were saying, though. The Riven, definitely a very strong champion. I really like the potential to snowball into a Kayle. Kayle, definitely not known to be the strongest early game champion. Really need that level 11 to actually come online and start A, holding your own, and B, becoming a threat of damage yourself. So if Riven can somehow find the
yeah, that level 2 gets the
snowball.
knock up, and Nerzulian push back. However, the Riven did lose a pretty good amount of health there in that fight as well, so.
The Nullifying Orb coming in handy, keeping her a little healthier, but she's still getting poked out by this Kayle Q. Doing a good job at countering the Riven all-in with Kayle there.
Oh, Root comes down onto the Misfortune on the bottom side. Not much more than that. Riven back onto the top side, forces the flash out, but it's going to flash in, get the auto, and then try to get away from the turret. Looks like she will escape. Good movements there. And Flash for Flash gives first, well, not quite first blood. Sorry, first blood for 840 specifically. They get themselves one champion kill.
Riven definitely looking to be the counter carry to the double kill that Nidalee got in the bot lane, so
Ooh.
we'll have to see who comes out on top.
Pressure from Dragonaaxe's bottom lane. They've got this huge lead. They're going to give themselves a turret plate as well. Level 3 to the level 2 from 840's bottom lane. And this is what having massive range allows you to do, is just kind of poke out the enemy champions. Now, if one of them gets hooked, like Jhin almost did underneath the turret, things could be a very different story. However, at the moment, when you're this low level from the side of 840's bottom lane, you just kind of have to play back and soak it up.
The CS situation looking pretty dire there from 840. Misfortune 2 CS to Jin's 14. The Lux and Jhin Dark Harvest threat keeping her very at bay here. She can't even walk up to get any CS.
Oh, nice sidestep by the Riven. Gonna go right back in, get a little bit of damage down. Nice knock up onto Dragonaaxe. However, then Nidalee uses the heal in human form. Still sticking around, though, for a moment longer. I think, yeah, Misfortune did the right thing, which was recall. The longer you sit around at 100 health, the longer you're just going to be losing minions. Riven still going in. However, now going to be getting hit by a couple of spears from Dragonaaxe all by herself. There's that Q from Dragonaaxe. Walks for one more auto. Takes down the Riven. And Nidalee gets a third kill of the game. And Hero just playing a bit too aggressively on that top side, thinking Nidalee was gone.
Yeah, he knew that Nidalee couldn't have been recalled by that point. Still chose to go in, take a 2v1 trade versus kill, and does unfortunately pay for it. However, the 1 kill to the 1 assist still goes relatively in the favor of Riven, though she is looking a little behind in the CS game here. Nautilus hitting a Q onto the wall, but he doesn't hit anybody.
Yeah, look at the range.
Lot of health.
They're standing outside the turret range. Finally, one turret shot onto the Jhin, but outside of that, everything that they just dropped the Nautilus from full health down to very low was all outside of that turret range. Nidalee coming into the mid lane as Ryze is playing a little aggressive. Rengar here as well. Walks in, says hi, backs away.
Just missing that Q. Nidalee probably doesn't need to be chasing Rengar, but she will
no.
throw caution to the wind.
Well, she's got 3 kills up. If she can find another Cougar Pounce, that should be a kill. She might get it onto Futuristic Crate. The Nas is going to find a root, but he's still going to go down. Not any damage from Misfortune yet, because again, she's just so under level, under experienced. The Flash, look at this Nidalee go! Dragonaaxe with a monster! Flashes forward, gets the spear, gets the Cougar Pounce. The young Prodigy in the mid lane in a little bit of trouble. Heal it up, forces the Flash. Decides not to commit his own Flash in turn. No free names, having to just play in circles around the turret. But finally, the bottom lane from Dragonaaxe is gone. So Misfortune might be able to get a little bit of XP and some desperately needed CS.
Riven just canceling her animations very nicely here. In the top lane, taking another favorable trade versus Kayle. Lissandra hopes to get the wave under her tower. A little low HP, probably going to have to recall after this, as Ryze is doing. And everything is peaceful once again on the map.
1 TP up for that Ryze. Everyone else's TP is down. Lux finding another nice route onto the Misfortune. Might actually even find the kill. It's level 4. Level 4 at the moment. So keep your eyes on that Lux's levels as she gets closer to that level 6. Ner'zhulya going to find that level 6 in the top lane. Tier started by the Ryze. Probably looking for the Seraph Embrace as the game scales later, giving himself a little bit of a shield. But on that Ryze, you want to have that opportunity to just spam spells in those team fights. And again, this is not quite unexpected. I didn't think it was going to be quite this oppressive from Dragonaaxe. But the laning phase to go a little bit roughly and things to start kind of turning into 840's favor once they do those team fights. However, kind of like we saw last game, if your team can start a snowball early enough, your lanes alone can get enough of an advantage. They can win the game just off of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, a failed death bush by the bot lane of 840, getting spot out by a ward and just really giving Nidalee an opportunity to start snowballing, giving her bottom lane some assists as well early, as we can see by Jin's BF sword at 7 minutes. Sandra and Ryze want to go in. Oh, and Ryze is gone.
Yeah, great timing. Lissandra just tosses out that ultimate as the spear's flying in from Nidalee, making sure there's no escape for the Ryze. He's going to fall. It'll be the 6th kill on this Nidalee as Riven's trying to make a play on the top side. You know that Ner'zhulian's going to try to drop that ultimate. No! Hold on. I think Ner'zhulian was out of mana. No Divine Judgment available. So we'll go down now. Once again, here we're going to be playing with Faye against Dragonaaxe. And Nidalee hops away for the moment, but there's a minion wave blocking those spears. Riven going to try to bounce around them. avoiding them underneath the turret. Misfortune just trying to clear the wave. Focus on the minions, Misfortune. Just focus on the minions. Don't worry about the Jhin. I know Rengar's coming up.
Ooh.
And maybe trying to play aggressively. Here comes the Rengar ultimate. He's going to hop in. He's got so many hops from the brushes. Takes out the Jhin. Not quite a shutdown. Now they might be able to get over yourself as well. Briar's got no bushes to hop through. No free names. Has no mana. A nice slow, but a slow for Briar. And that should be this Lux eventually going down. She's got no more mana left. She's had Flash available, but didn't commit to using it. I think that's wise. Probably still would have died anyway.
Yeah. Probably would have run right into the Rise there.
There is a Nidalee around the corner as well. No ultimate up yet from the Lissandra, so Rise is just going to back away. However, the Ocean Drake has been started by Teammate 40. This is a bit aggressive of them, especially considering Nidalee's around the corner. However, she doesn't know that it's happening just yet. There are pings out. Now she will see it. Knows that it's going down. Briar's getting incredibly low.
Yeah, Briar. Ooh, Jhin picks him up with a very well-placed ultimate shot there. And the Dragon, unfortunately, going to reset on 840. And Nautilus steals it with a hook. Wow.
That is so beautiful. So great plays from both teams. The ultimate from Jhin grabbing himself one. Curtain call successful. However, even though the Dragon was reset, futuristic Kree and fantastic positioning steals the Drake away still for 840. And I think that's going to be pretty darn nice, especially considering you got those heavy mana users like that Rise, who's going to be trying to make a play onto Young Prodigy in the mid lane once again. Ult for ult. However, can he get himself out? Flashes into his Realm Warp to back away. No free names in trouble. However, Futuristic Kree trying to get the CC. Drops that ultimate. Will it be enough? He will take the kill. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on Briar chasing in onto Dragonaaxe. The Lux Snare going to miss as Rengar's going to come around. He's going to have a hop from the brush. However, he's gotten speared. And the ult from Lux just catches him. What is that hitbox?
Yeah, that hitbox is a little questionable to say the least. Lux getting another Dark Harvest stack on Rise, putting him dangerously low. Gonna definitely have to recall after grabbing that cannon minion. Lux, the support, being just as oppressive, if not more so, than Lissandra, the actual mid laner.
Well, you can see that with double Ancient Tomes, she's not terribly concerned about trying to build true support. Is going to be adding a bunch of AP to the mix. Rise, ooh, I think he actually could have been able to recall there. Hero headed to the mid lane, but it's going to be a 1v2. Hops away from the E from Lux. Avoids the snare as well. Coming in, gets rooted by the Lissandra. Rengar's here. Doesn't have the ultimate available. He's got that flash up. The root's going to miss, though, so they back away for now as Kale is starting to push in onto that top lane turret. Nine kills to 5. It's been an action-packed game, but that's going to give a 4,000 gold lead to Dragonaaxe at the moment. Blue side winning the early for sure. Briar in trouble, going to get speared up. Flashes away. Nice heal. However, it might still go down. Rise not in time to protect. And considering that is just a Rise, all he would have is that root.
Yeah, Dragonaaxe in no mood to give up any kills this game.
Divine Judgment used on the top side.
Ultimate. Actually, Hero might go down to the minions, just barely gets the shield off.
But probably could have dropped to those minions anyways. He's going to get hit by Dragonaaxe and give yet another kill. 8-0 to this Nidalee basket. And Knives in the bottom lane. Going to find himself the kill on Misfortune once again. But go down to this Ignite from the Nautilus. Futuristic Kree finds the hook onto Lux. There's the ultimate drop as well. Get over yourself. Going to be getting back to the fountain. As a nice kill and roam by Heal It Up. A little bit late, but is going to give those extra kills over to 840, winning out in that fight 1-2.
I'd like to point out, Kale is actually not looking terrible in this lane phase. She has a 14 CS lead over Riven, despite the oppressiveness of this Riven fighting her in the lane constantly here. And Kale has also matched Riven's kill participation. Unfortunately, not the kills, but that is more than made up for in the CS lead. So yeah, Kale doing a good job at navigating this lane phase versus Riven. Very oppressive, very snowbally champion. So kudos to her for keeping it together.
All right. We are pushing very quickly into the 14-minute mark, so those plates will be coming down in just a little bit. You can see there's a pretty good plate advantage from Dragonaaxe. They've got 3 off the bottom lane, 3 off the mid, 2 off the top, whereas all plates are still up for Dragonaaxe's side, they haven't lost a single one yet. So that is where that massive gold advantage at this point, plus the kills. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have those kills as well. But yeah, kills and plates going in their favor. Nerzulian hitting that level 10. Going to start to be a little bit ranged against this Riven. And that's
quickly approaching that level 11.
Yeah, that's really where things start to become difficult for people playing into the Kayle. Good flash from Basket and Knives. Sidesteps the hook and then flashes the slow. And there's the Lux ultimate. The pop damage. Get over yourself, and Basket and Knives gives a 4th kill over. However, there's a Rengar down here. He should be able to pick up Jhin, no problem. Lux not in range for him to hop onto. And there's actually even pings onto the Nidalee. So they back away.
Yeah. The Dark Harvests are putting in a lot of work here, but Birar does not plan on letting the bottom lane get away with getting these kills on his laners. Continuing to show up down there and find kills onto Jhin. Rengar with some fancy footwork, but it's ultimately not going to work out for him.
Yeah, it's just incredible stuff from Dragonaaxe this game. There's Nerzulian flashing away, drops the ultimate as well. Hero flashes. He's going to live for it now. We got a little bit of fight on the bottom side. Dragonaaxe going to find the Ryze. However, Ryze has a bunch of burst damage. Can the Nidalee get away? No, she cannot. The pounce already used. And again, Nidalee's favorite motion is to go forward. Riven surviving on that top side for now. Has no flash available. Kayle doesn't have the ultimate, though, so she cannot dive.
Yeah, Hero definitely looking to test his luck here. Ooh, goes down to the E from Kayle, the missing health damage. A little too much for him to deal with there. And Kayle with the level 11 should be taking out this tower as no jungler is in sight to stop him. Ryze unfortunately ulting into the mid lane, but not fast enough to save his tower, or at least he didn't have enough damage to push Lissandra off it, but now he does.
Yeah, Lissandra ultimate use. Heal up, still gonna step forward, has that double buff. She's gonna flash in, try to get the root. So he's gonna take a couple of turret shots. However, that's just setting him up with a lot of cooldowns to pick up the shutdown himself. Good play there as the Nidalee comes into that mid lane. See if she can trade one back. Heal it up. Gets the speed boost, though. Running away. Curtain Call in the bottom lane. Setting up Futuristic Cray to get dropped. Basket and Knives has just been on top of these shots again and again.
Ryze packing quite a punch EQ combo on these minions, and also on champions. Nidalee just barely able to win.
18 kills to 10, 7,000 gold lead, and things are looking good for blue team. Dragonaaxe following in his team's name, really showing why he wanted that team name for his team. Only one Drake taken so far. That's the Ocean Drake. There's a little bit of chase happening on that top side here. Taking a single turret shot, running away. Highly immobile is this Riven until she's rooted by the Lissandra. Here we're going to do what she can to 1v2. Nidalee is right on her tail, flashing forward. Doesn't need the Cougar Pounce. It's a spear to the back to take out Riven for yet another kill on this Nidalee.
10 kills on the Nidalee, and the Rift Herald being spawned into the mid lane. I think they might have wanted that to go top, but goes mid, which they definitely can't complain about. Gonna get at least one charge down, though. Not loving the odds of getting another one. Lissandra forced to blow the ultimate, keep herself alive. Dragonaaxe and Birar.
All right, the ultimate from Lux going to completely whiff. However, Briar taking a massive chunk of damage from this Jhin, who's starting to get a little bit oppressive. Look at Nidalee stealing yet another kill. That's going to be a double kill as well. Meantime, Nautilus is looking to be a carry for his team. Going to pick up a third. However, Futuristic Cray going to get snared up by the Lux and fall yet again. 3-5-1. Not a very good scoreline, and it's looking like, despite me putting the eggs in the red team basket, Team Dragonaaxe is going to find themselves victory. Here is Hero going to try to dodge away from the Nidalee once more. Shielded up. The spear comes through. Nice hop of the auto attack damage. That is the Sheen. Insane damage from Dragonaaxe. Level 11, 13, 1, and 2. Just blowing this game up.
He said, you may be able to dodge my spears, but you won't be able to dodge these ones.
Nidalee hopping in, looking for the Ryze.
Big chunk.
There's actually some pretty good damage coming back the other way. They've got the shutdown, and it's onto the rise. 4-2-0. 420, baby. It's the power of the weed. He's going to take a nice final spark to the face as Jin finishes him off, looking for the misfortune next. She's been rooted up. He will get the kill, and then he goes down to the Briar, but Lissandra and the TP from Kale coming in as well, so they should turn that fight around. And now it's up to the Nautilus and the Riven to try to defend this mid lane push from Team Dragonaaxe.
Looking to turn the 3 kills into an inhibitor tower, but they don't quite have the minion power to take it out yet. Riven sitting over the side, looking to go in, but I don't love the opportunity or the engage just yet. Nautilus just standing idly by as he's not really able to do too much in the face of this Kale and Lux. Going down to half HP just from Kale auto attacks.
He's like, don't worry guys, I'll tank the minions. I got this. Those are some pretty painful minions. Oh, Briar forces the flash. Might be able to still find the kill. He's so close with the final spark. Combined with the Lissandra ultimate. That's the CC you were talking about at the beginning of the game. And now heal it up. Gonna be in trouble. The AoE Kale has come online. Level 13. Then Riven running for life. Hero having to get away. Young Prodigy. 0, 2, and 6. Not the greatest lineup, but those ultimates have been just fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
Curtain call
Jin
from
using
the Jin.
Curtain call. Trying to catch Riven, but not quite able to hit. Riven uses that mobility to jump out. Unfortunately for Team 840, they still find Nautilus with the Lux Snare.
Yeah, and Kale was over the wall, just chasing all the way through the enemy team base. I believe she's got her ultimate up as well. Yep, she does. So even if she gets in trouble, she can just use that Divine Judgment to get out of harm's way. They secure themselves a bottom lane inhibitor. At this point of the game, when you are down 13,000 gold, is there anything the 840 can do to get back into the game? Because it's looking very dire for them.
I guess they could try to stop the bleeding, just try to turtle up and just farm wave after wave after wave until they get onto the same level and onto the same items as Team Dragonaaxe, though I do not love the odds of that happening in this game.
Best thing that I can say, besides just stopping the bleeding, is I don't think it actually would be terrible for them to try to do a split push. You know, you're going to be shoved back into the base anyway. You've lost all of your exterior turrets. If you group as 4 members in the base and leave one person to try to split push, maybe send that Rengar because he can assassinate somebody, plus has that ultimate to escape if he gets in trouble. And again, going to be caught out by that vision. That is twice
Standing
now.
on top of a ward, unfortunately.
Team Dragonaaxe having that deeper vision is going to give themselves a kill. Happened at the beginning of the game, happens now. Jin,
Riven a little behind enemy lines.
Futuristic Kree, he's going to do the same thing. He actually dodges out on the snare, flashes away, gets hit by the root from the Jin. He's going to follow up with a bit more damage as well. Sorry, Banshee's Veil not going to save you this time. He's going to go down. Actually, I don't think he had Banshee's Veil. Just looked for a moment like he did.
I think that was just his shield.
Ah, yes, most likely. Riven, able to escape with a recall, gets back to the base, but when you're trying to run through your own territory and it's been completely warded up and you're caught out every opportunity and every brush, you really just need to play in the base, use those turrets as a 6th man when it comes to those team fights, and see if you can catch Team Dragonaaxe making a mistake rather than trying to make a play yourself. Briar caught out between the wall.
Unfortunately, had to use the ultimate leap for a ward there, which is not really what you love to see as Rengar. A lot of AoE damage coming down from Rise.
Misfortune drops.
Caught out.
Heal it up, going to be on the run, but there's a Glacial Prison from the Lissandra one more time, taking down the Rise. They're going for this top lane inhibitor. The Kale is securing the mid lane inhibitor as well. Jin's damage is just absolutely nuts at this point. Final Spark is going to miss, but I don't think they even need it to push in for the victory. They could go rotate for the Baron, or they could just try to finish off the game 5v3 at this point. Nautilus jumping forward, seeing what he can do to tank up the enemy team. Uses the Hextech Proto Belt to try to escape. However, he goes down, and now Briar's trying to get back to the fountain in time, but he's taking way too much damage. Nerzulian ults just to look pretty. Riven goes in, seeing what she can do, but Lux has gone golden. Misfortune's ultimate to clear the minion wave. Gets back to the fountain, but hasn't been able to pick up anyone on the main team, and Nidalee gets the kill. Tries to flash to safety. It might have been not even quite an execute. And with that ace, ladies and gentlemen, Team Dragonaaxe, led by the Nidalee, will secure game number 2, and I lose my bet. So tragic, so tragic. You win some, you lose some. You can't win them all. Hey,
Yes,
Gochi,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Mochi Gia, welcome. All right, well, let's roll through the players, MVPs, and honorable mentions. Land, if you would do the favor.
You want me to do losing team or winning?
Both sides.
Both sides. Okay, for the losing team, I am going to give my honorable mention. I'll give it to Birar. He was doing a good job at using the lethality with the Edge of Night plus the Tiamat damage, just trying to find whatever picks he could. You know, he was doing a good job at capitalizing on the getting of Jhin low in the bottom lane. He killed him a couple times, I remember, at the back end of fights. He was doing a good job just trying to stop the bleeding in the bot lane that was opened up by the Nidalee, Jhin and Lux destroying them in the Tribrush Deathbrush attempt. So good job from Birar there, just trying to stop bottom lane bleeding too hard, pick up a couple of kills, just try to relieve pressure. Unfortunately, he could not quite get that done. As for the MVP on the losing team, I'm going to give it to Heal It Up. He's the only person that really held his own in the lane. Other than losing his tower first, he did a pretty good job of keeping Lissandra under pressure pretty much the entire lane phase up until he lost that tower. He was doing a good job at clearing the waves when they were pushed into the base. He did some great AoE damage, just unfortunately not able to stand up to how fed Team Dragonaaxe got. So an MVP for Heal It Up on the rise. And as for the winning team, honorable mention, I am gonna be a little no, I'm not gonna be silly. I'll give a shout out to Lux. Get over yourself. He was doing a great job at hitting those ultimates. He's doing a great job at using that Dark Harvest to really close the gap of damage. Got a lot of kills using it that he probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So a shout out to Get Over Yourself. As for the honorable mention, I'm going to throw that to Nerzulian on the Kayle. Did a good job at keeping himself afloat in the losing lane versus Riven, not letting Riven snowball. Any kill that Riven got was immediately closed up by Dragonaaxe. Nerzulian doing a great job at doing damage, using the Ginsu's Rage Blade to push and close out the game. So honorable mention to him. And my MVP, of course, going to Dragonaaxe. Making a good call to follow the bottom lane into the Tribrush, getting 2 early kills, and just opening up a huge snowball for himself. And pretty much single-handedly carrying the game from there. You know, just chasing down kills whenever he saw fit. Didn't really need to worry about it. Just helping make sure that Kayle stayed afloat in the top lane. Just pretty much doing everything right, in my personal opinion. So, MVP to my boy Dragonaaxe on the Nidalee.
I absolutely agree. And one of the things about that Nidalee was it helps very early on getting that double kill on the bottom side. One of the things that if you're going to try what 840 did, which isn't a bad strategy, especially when you have something hook like Futuristic Kree, especially if you start off with the passive auto attack is going to root them and stun them up for a moment, plus if they start to try to run away, you've got that hook to bring him back and to get a little bit more damage, maybe force out that flash. Not a bad idea at all. However, it might behoove you to actually start the game off with a warding trinket. It's a scrying trinket. It's not the best, but it does make sure that you're not seen in that Tribrush, and that's what hurt them so badly. I've done it myself before, especially when I'm playing Leona support. It's my favorite thing to do is when I see the enemy team sitting in that Tribrush, to walk up like I have no idea that they're there, but have my Q ready to go, and as soon as they try to engage, I've got a stun for them, and we just stomp them. And it worked out so well for Dragonaaxe in the bottom lane, and then just taking that and snowballing it lane to lane to lane to lane, hyper active across the entire map. One of the highest kill participations in the game. Amazing, amazing stuff. So, Small indie company things. Yeah, exactly. Also, just so you guys are aware, you don't need to sign up more than once. Welcome, 200IQ Smartest. I think that's one of the Smartest's other accounts. Or maybe it's Smartest just changed his account name. I like it either way. We're going to take a very quick break and be right back with game number 3. There's a bunch of you that are new. Welcome, welcome. We'd love to get you into game number 3. So hang around. I will start sending out those invites as soon as we go to break, which is right now. Don't go anywhere.